Jyotiraditya Scindia. And for a couple of seconds, what I notice is that he's having a conversation with Jyotiraditya Scindia, a man who's essentially responsible for snatching the government of Madhya Pradesh from the Congress and bringing it to the BJP. Perhaps, Deepti, it sends across also a strong message to all the wannabes within the Congress party also who've been wanting to jump ship. But having said that, as far as Jyotiraditya Scindia is concerned, very significant because, remember, it's taken some amount of time, some amount of patience that he's essentially shown before he has been rewarded for what he has essentially done. And also the kind of reactions now that are coming in, the interaction that he's had with the newly inducted ministers, the kind of interaction that the Prime Minister has had. The earlier image also, Deepti, just to put this into perspective, very important, a strong messaging that Prime Minister Modi wants to do. At this point in time, Deepti, it does appear that this is the reset button that the Prime Minister has pressed at this point in time. Course correction, some would say, but very clear messaging that this government required the energy, and that energy is essentially visible on the screens right now with all the new inductees. Joining us on the broadcast is our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor. Abhishek, these images are very important because just to try and describe the images that we have had, the first where currently, which is also on the screen, the Prime Minister having a direct conversation with all the new inductees, then slightly informal conversations that are basically going on, that informal conversation with Jyotiraditya Scindia and various others. Put this into perspective, the body language, all of that becomes extremely important right now.
Yes, for one, Shravan, the Prime Minister is relaxed. He knows what he has done is a culmination of a very comprehensive exercise that has gone on for a fortnight and more in terms of performance appraisals, reviews, ministry-wise, department-wise, the ministers who have been dropped, for creating a space for the new inductees and getting every region, sub-region right, the caste dynamics right, the gender balance right. So I think that is getting reflected in a sense of satisfaction that can be seen on Prime Minister's face. I can see in the pictures Parshottam Rupala, who's from Gujarat and now becomes a cabinet rank minister, Rajnath Singh, the Union Defence Minister, Anurag Thakur, and Jagat Prakash Nadda. Prime Minister seems to be having a chat with Jyotiraditya Scindia, and it seems to be a general talk. But as I said, the overall body language of everyone in the pictures, if the viewers can see, is very relaxed. There is a sense of comfort, chemistry, and this was, we are told that the pictures are of an informal interaction after a formal conversation that had taken place between the Prime Minister and all these ministers, where Prime Minister briefed them about what is expected of them, what has gone into this exercise, what has been his philosophy, principle, his vision to get them on board, and what he expects them to do now. So I think brief engagement, but then very focused, and the body language itself suggests that everyone there involved knows what has to be done by each of them. We will in a while know their portfolios, also Deepti, Shravan, and elaborate arrangements in terms of COVID protocols in place at Rashtrapati Bhavan, Darbar Hall. In fact, for the first time, you would see in the pictures that instead of the two tables that are there, one for the President, the other for the Minister to sit and sign, there would be two tables across the President's table, and the ministers would be taking turn. One would be sitting this side, the other that side for social distancing norms. These videos essentially, the earlier one included, show that the Prime Minister has gone to great lengths to make everyone feel involved and comfortable, because it so happens that many of them come from far-flung areas, first time becoming ministers. They can get awed by the largeness of the event itself, or the paraphernalia that goes into making this event. So just to make them comfortable, not be in awe of it, if you go to the high dome ceilings of Rashtrapati Bhavan, you can get taken in. So I think Prime Minister has made an attempt to make them comfortable and realize, Deepthi, that their time has come. They have important responsibilities and they have to deliver now. Deepthi.